Just on a personal note, to all the ILWU brothers and sisters, 136394, Class B, Class A, and casuals. I just want to tell you thank you for continue working through the pandemic, breaking records, and coming to work day in and day out, wearing a mask and doing the necessary things that has to be done to continue to move this cargo. We're Americans working for America. We're going to continue to pump that cargo. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I want to say thank you. We've come out and done these interviews on our behalf to get the message out, that the message I just relayed to you right now, and to thank you. Again, God bless ILWU and God bless America. Thanks. We're at Long Beach 266, berth 266 at the SSA terminal, where mainly Costco is delivering their cans.
What is
containers? This is a terminal where at the port where we offload a ship, put the cans here, and deliver to the truck operators.
You know, most people only see this from the air. I don't think they get a size. I don't think people can get an idea of the sheer size of this from the air until you're standing right here and realize how big this is. Where are these containers going?
These are imports that are going to be delivered to the truck operators. If you turn around and look, these are the yard cranes that will be delivering. And right now it's lunchtime, so once they get back up there, they'll start delivering to these trucks. Just-in-time delivery came around probably a couple of decades ago, which is, instead of warehousing goods from overseas and then delivering from there to smaller stores, the container gets delivered directly to the store. The bigger box stores have increased their retail sales as a result, because of just-in-time delivery. As I said, Costco, they would back the container up, offload the container, put it right on the shelves. If you look at the shelves at Costco and you see the shrink wrap, that shrink wrap was done overseas. We just unloaded, Costco just unloads it out of the container, puts it in the shelf.
Okay, so just-in-time delivery means that most of these are not going to warehouses.
That's correct. They may go to a fulfillment center, distribution center, possibly a UPS center where they'll deliver and distribute, e-commerce.
My point is, there's nowhere for these to go and sit for a while.
Yes, that's correct. Now, that would cost capital.
Right.
It would cost land use, a lease of a land, the storage of that cargo, which is what everybody's done away with just-in-time delivery. Just-in-time delivery gets away with the middleman and just goes directly to the store. So this is the warehouse.
Just-in-time delivery works really well when everything's in sync, getting things from China on the ship, off the ship, and to the store.
That's correct. COVID hit. Everybody that was going to purchase things didn't. They turned their financial resources to home improvement and to other things. E-commerce doubles. So all these containers got used up in the spring of 2020. In August of 2020, because of e-commerce, all the rest of the cargo handling equipment, which is the container, the chassis, and space, got used up. Well, you go figure this. You have 10 carriers who control 85% of all waterborne traffic for goods and transportation. They have 3 alliances. They're making $3.5 billion a quarter during the congestion. The inflation, there's got to be a check and balance there. These are companies that basically do not bring that 3.5 million back into our economy or back into our infrastructure. They take the raisins out of the cake and go home with it. They take the ball and go home. So what are we going to do about that, America? What are we going to do about it? That's a big question. You have Fact-Finding Authority 29, that Commissioner Dye, Federal Commissioner Dye, is doing an investigation on the detention and demurrage. These carriers, they own their own terminals, except for this place. This place right here, SSA,
let's walk over here. So now we've got billions of dollars earmarked for the ports. Is that going to make a difference in the short term?
The short term? The short term is an operational thing. It has to take everybody's involvement, the whole supply chain itself. It has to take, we need right now some relief here at the port. We need to have the containers, some of these out of the way so we can move in a more fluid motion. Once that happens and chassis become freed up, then we'll be able to move a lot quicker and get the cargo moving. With it congested and piled up, and we're waiting, and some a beneficial carrier has is waiting for a chassis to be freed up, and he doesn't have a place to put his cargo, it's just going to continue to stay backlogged. What we need is maybe some land space. The short term or the mid term, maybe a land space where we can house containers, whether they're imports or exports. That's really out of my category. But the rail system, we need, if we're going to be the gateway for America, there needs to be a rail system that we can move with 2 units. We can load in about a 5-hour period about 300 containers on a rail. Now that just puts a dent, but it helps the congestion. We take it, we offload it, and maybe somewhere up the rail system where they can offload it to the land and then bring that rail back. That would be beneficial to us, the rail system. And you have less trucks on the road with that. Yes, unfortunately, when bigger ships ate up the smaller ships, bigger box ate up the smaller box. And it's just the lifestyle that America has been moving towards and moving to. And it's unfortunate because, you feel for the people that are trying to start a living and start a business and to get their cargo. So hopefully, once this congestion is back to its normal balance, then those people can get back to work.
Yeah.
What's ironic is none of these vessels are calling the Port of Oakland. They may be now, but one thing you have to realize that Oakland exports most of our agricultural business. And if our farmers go, are we going to be buying food too? What's going on? I mean, that's something that I've been keeping my eye on. We've been advocating for our agriculture business in the U.S. by saying, hey, you need to get some vessels up there to export. Because right now, I was on a Zoom call. The agriculture representative has said that they are moving their business to the Gulf, and they're using air, whatever they can. It's almonds, and they're just breaking even.
Right.
Just to stay in business and to keep their customers. Now, that's scary.